In this series of videos, we're going to be taking a tour of the WordPress administration dashboard. Now, before we get started, there's a couple things that I want to mention. The first thing is you're not expected to remember all of this information. This is really just a tour of the dashboard so you can start getting comfortable with the different screens and seeing how easy it is to manage and organize things in WordPress. The second thing is you don't need to follow along using your own website. You can really just sit back and watch these videos and try to get comfortable with the different screens and how WordPress works. At the end of this series, there is going to be a video which is going to walk you through the initial steps that you should take when you're creating a new website with WordPress, and at that point you can choose to follow along on your own site. I'll let you know when it's time to do that. This first video is going to cover the admin dashboard layout and the home screen. So this is the main screen of WordPress that you're going to see when you first log in for the first time on the staging site that you've just created. The WordPress layout is pretty standard. On the left-hand side, we have the administration menu, and this is going to change as you add functionality and plugins into your site. You're going to see more menu items appear on this left-hand side. But this is our main menu screen, and this is our work area. On the right-hand side is going to be all the pages and that we're looking at, and all the work that has to be done is going to be done on this larger right-hand screen. On the top of the screen, you're going to see this black bar, which is known as the admin bar, and this is going to give you quick links to different sections of your website. If we hover over this, and this is the title of this website, this is what I've called this website for the purpose of the tutorial, a tour of the WordPress dashboard. You're going to see if I hover over that, I have a view site link. And now if I open that up in a new tab, we can see that we have a very basic WordPress installation. But that black bar, because I'm an administrator, I'm going to see that black bar on the front end as well. And if I hover over it again, you can see it's giving me links to different areas of the WordPress dashboard. It gives me a link to a customizer, which has to do with front-end themes. We'll cover that later on. This notification icon, which is letting me know that there's updates available for my website. This comments icon, which will let me know if people have commented on any of my blog posts. And a new content creation, which is going to give me links to creating new types of content throughout my site. On the right-hand side, I get a link to edit my admin profile, or I can log out of the system. So for now, let's hop back to our dashboard, and we're going to take a look at the home screen. Now, I think this is a very unappreciated screen for a lot of people that are getting into WordPress. This is going to give you a lot of information and give you some quick links to different parts of your site. As you add more functionality and plugins and themes to your website, this home screen is going to add new blocks or widgets. So these little blocks here of information are called widgets, and it's going to add those in. So for example, if you added in a discussion forum plugin, you might have a widget here that's going to tell you new topics or new replies or things like that. So we can really organize this to give us a quick glance of what's happening with our site and give ourselves easy access. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. So everything on this screen can be moved and organized depending on what is most important to you. So you can very easily, as you've just seen, just drag and drop these blocks. You can collapse them and open them up by hitting these up and down the toggles. And all of that's remembered. So it's going to remember how you laid it out and how you've left it, so you can log out and come back in, and that's going to stay the same. Up here, there's a tab that says Screen Options. If you open that up, you're going to see checkboxes for each widget that is currently available on your site. And as I said, as you add more plugins, there's going to be more widgets available, and those will show up here. So if there's information here that you absolutely don't need, we can just uncheck the box. For example, if I'm not interested in WordPress events and news, I can uncheck that box, and that's going to disappear and allow me to move other widgets or more important information in that place. So we can disable everything, and we can enable everything just by checking and unchecking these boxes. And again, we can move these around for whatever works best for us. The defaults are fairly simple. As I said, there's a WordPress events and news, which is an RSS feed of different WordPress events around the world if you're interested in that kind of thing. The At a Glance widget tells us how much content is on our site, if we've gotten comments, how many posts and pages we have, the version of WordPress that we're running, and the currently activated theme. It also gives us a little warning message, search engines discouraged. Now, if you set your site up through Pantheon, you're going to remember that when we installed WordPress, there's an option that says discourage search engines from finding this site, and that's letting us know that that item is enabled. If you are using one of our other hosts, you may or may not see this message because it's not really necessary, because they prevent their staging sites from being seen anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. But when we bring our site live, we will enable this option, which is saying to search engines, come and find us, come and index our pages. So don't worry if you see that message. This is a quick draft. Now this is for creating a new blog post on your site. Now there's a very intricate interface which we'll cover later to adding content to your site, but let's say that you had a quick idea and you didn't want to forget it, but you didn't want to go through the whole post creation process, which I'll cover in a little bit. This is kind of just to create a quick draft for an idea. So you could pop in a title and pop in a couple notes to remind yourself what you wanted to write a blog about, and click Save Draft. And that's not going to publish the post to your website. It's just going to save it as a temporary draft, and it'll be listed among your posts so you can go check it out and finish it later. And then this last one is activity, which just tells you some of the recent activity that's happened on your site. So that's the home screen, and like I said, it can be kind of an underappreciated tool as far as having quick glances, especially if you have a large site with a large amount of users and functionality going on. This can be a great screen, if used correctly, to kind of show and organize information for the optimum use, right? So that's generally our home screen, and that is our admin layout. Just a quick review: we have our menu on the left, we have our workspace on the right hand side, and we have our admin bar at the top, which is going to give us quick links to the front end of the website, and from the front end it'll give us quick links to content creation and to our dashboard, and it'll give us some little notification icons for different things that are happening on our site. And as we add more functionality, we're going to get more notifications, more widgets or blocks for our home screen, and some other cool stuff. So that's it for our quick tour of the home screen and the admin dashboard layout. Go ahead and go on to the next tutorial, which is going to cover how to keep our WordPress website and our plugins and our themes up to date.